The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Subaru Productions.
Hello, everybody!
Welcome back to another Tokucast Reviews.
Yes, part 3 of W month, where we actually finish off W proper. And this time, we are doing 3 movies. A to Z, The Guy Memories of Fate.
Yep.
W Returns, both the Eternal and Accel movies. Fun times are ahead for this. Now, unlike the ones previous, I'm going to say the ones previous to, I guess, sort of decade. This one actually takes place in terms of the show in continuity.
Right.
Ryuki's a gray area. It's a very gray area full of time travel.
That it is.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get started and do W A to Z. To start off with, I like this movie.
It's good. It's a really good movie.
It is a very good movie.
Not my favorite, which is going to shock some people.
It's mine.
What's going to end up shocking some people more is Matt knows what my favorite one is.
Oh, this is your favorite one, really?
Out of the 3, yeah.
Oh, out of the 3.
Oh, you mean just...
Oh, yeah, that's not what you were talking about?
No, I was
he was talking about...
overall.
In general.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite one is?
It's the Forza movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
I still remember I was watching that movie. It's like, why is the show not this?
I would actually still say this is my favorite overall in terms of the standalone Kamen Rider movies, mainly because I don't remember O's.
I don't either.
The O's one is okay.
Only one I remember.
Isn't that... No, wait, that was the W.
It's the one with time travel. They go back to feudal Japan.
Oh! Yeah, forgettable.
That one's okay.
It's okay.
Only thing I remember from that movie is Forza. Not even kidding. Him, like, coming in.
No, I remember all the combos at once.
Yeah, that was a good scene. Anyway, back to this. This movie, like I said,
I
is...
don't remember the Gaim one. Oh, wait. Was that soccer?
That was a soccer one.
Fuck.
Well, one of Gaim's 8 million movies, but that was the standalone one.
That was the bad one.
I thought it was okay.
I didn't like it.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
It could have been the Eternal movie.
We'll talk about that in a second. But the A to Z movie...
Clever segue.
So this basically starts off with us and the T2 Guy memories, which are just... There's the museum memories, the T1 ones, and then there's the T2 memories,
Judgment Day.
Which is the basis of this entire movie. And it starts off with a member of Foundation X having the T2 memories in a case. Next thing you know, a guy shows up on the outside of the helicopter that they're in.
Yep.
And the helicopter pilot is a random white guy.
Yeah.
He just speaks English, but it sounds really stilted.
It always does.
It really does.
It always does when you have a Caucasian or black actor in these. Whenever you get them speaking English, it's just like, da 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 da. I am speaking because this is how English speakers talk. Beep boop, oil for my circuits.
He's not going.
No, he's not. It's fucking Microsoft text. Like,
it really is.
Thing.
It's like text to speech.
Yeah.
What the fuck? But yeah, this starts off with this helicopter being attacked by a man in a fairly nice lined jacket, which randomly enough, I'm trying to remember, reminds me of the Ninja Storm. It reminds me of their outfits. Like the jacket reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
This man is Kasumi Daido, played by a singer who actually is the main singer for the Drive theme.
Oh, okay.
And he sings some songs in this as well. Now, their whole plan is to attack Futo and turn these people into Never, which is basically just a zombie. But they're still alive. But after a little while, they start to lose their emotions and, like, memories and things like that.
The more he talks about this movie, the less I start to like it.
On the plus, well, this actually sets up the whole Eternal thing. But, of course, they get at least one of the guy memories, the Eternal one. And the rest of the memories have been spreading throughout the city. And then W and Accel end up having to fight the people who have been taken over by these memories. And, of course, Accel ends up fighting the person who was taken over by the Nazca, the blue Nazca.
Yes.
And the weather memories. And then W is fighting the Ice Age and Violence.
Mm.
Those are the two heroes who are having to fight. Now, these people are just, as I said, taking over. So it's two of his informants who are taking over for those, and then two other random people who are taking over the ones for Accel.
Mm-hmm.
They end up having to fight these basically just random people, and they meet this lady named Maria S. Cranberry, an Interpol agent.
Which is a silly name.
Yeah, I'm just like, Maria's Cranberries? I guess. But yeah.
Maybe we should stop coming up with names before lunch.
I'm hungry for some Maria's Cranberries. Hi, do you have any Maria's Cranberries? But the memories, as I said, are being just spread around the city, so random people are having to find them. And Philip ends up thinking that Maria is Shroud, and ends up visiting her hotel room as she dropped it by him when she called him when he fell out when they transformed into W. And they end up having to go out and find the other T2 guy memories.
Mm-hmm.
And Shoujo ends up going and finding some of the other T2 memories from Queen Elizabeth, and they almost end up using them, but the Queen one ends up being taken by this random lady who comes in, Rika Hanihara. She picks up the Queen one. It's not genetic max for her, but she has the heat memory and ends up using that one. This is leading to a pretty good just motorcycle chase scene.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you that there is another Dopan here, the Luna Dopan, and I'm going to talk about him when we get to the Eternal movie because I have a problem.
It is kind of cool to see the
forms that we
of the monsters that are the Gaia memories that
we've come to familiarize ourselves with the W show proper.
Mm-hmm.
And most of these are not how I would have imagined
How they will look.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like if you were going to give an example.
Like honestly, Luna is the main example. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't that. And
yeah.
with metal, I'm glad that he has a staff, but why does it have a hammer on the end of it?
Heavy metal?
Because it's even more metal, I guess.
It's just, but if you're going to go with the staff look that metal gives W, just stick with the staff. Don't change the weapon.
Now, of course, there are some other actors we recognize here. Boken Silver is the Trigger Dopan.
Right.
Yep.
So,
or as I like to call him during Kyoryuger Bald
Boken
Camp.
Silver.
Then it turns out he wasn't bald, just to fuck my joke up entirely.
Bald cat. And then
it was a good bald gap, eh?
And the Luna Dopant was in the Rurouni Kenshin movies.
Yes, he was
the
guy
first one.
who fought Sanosuke.
Okay.
Who wouldn't? He's like, I don't eat. I'm a vegetarian.
Now, the Never are basically another faction of Foundation X that was funded at the same time as the museum ones.
Nice to see Foundation X again.
Well, they're basically all up in WOs and Forzes. So be happy that we got them.
That's why I'm saying that.
But yeah, the Never, they stand for Necro Over. So we're over being dead and stuff. Because that's so...
I'm so over being dead.
That's so 24
I'm
hours
so over this.
But it was Never and Museum. Museum got funded. The Nevers didn't. Because they do start to break down after a bit.
Yes.
Because they have to be injected with something every so often to make sure that their cell composition doesn't fall apart. And then they end up turning into dust. Now, Philip ends up getting a call from Maria requesting that they bring all the Gaia memories that they have found to the Futo Tower construction site. However, this ends up turning out to be a trap set by Dido, and we get to see, for the first time, Kamen Rider Eternal. Let's talk about this suit.
It's great.
Great suit.
I like this suit a lot. The cape seems like it should be too much, but it honestly works.
It works.
It works with him.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you're watching the Eternal movie and he doesn't have it, he feels naked.
Yeah. It's like Father of Ultra.
Yeah.
When you take the cape away from Father of Ultra,
he just looks...
all your attention is drawn to the horns.
Why is your head not falling over? The cape balanced you out.
Pretty much.
But I love the Eternal suit. I love the slots that it has on the front. I love the fact that it has a giant trident, also just a sideways E on its head. And I like the fact that it's all white. I think it just looks cool. It's a very, very cool suit. Now, the Eternal memory can basically just block all other memories, so it stops Cyclone, Joker, Extreme, and Accel. And basically just turns on all the T1 memories into nothing. And I'll mention this earlier. There is a hole in the ceiling of the detective agency that ends up coming into play later. Now, Philip basically goes off and he ends up getting mad at Shotaro, telling him that you should not have trusted that woman. She betrayed us, almost turned us over to Accel, to Eternal, and you should not go meet her. Philip, of course, does because he thinks it's his mother. And I'm sitting here like, oh, sweetie, no. But returning to the agency after their big argument, Shotaro basically was seeing Kamen Rider's skull, and for some reason the Lost Driver shows up on the table, and I hate it when movies do things like this.
Remember this? Here it is for no explanation.
Why is this a thing? Reika, the heat dopant, ends up showing up and tries to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up finding out that the hole in the ceiling actually made the Joker memory come straight to him. So he turns for the first time in the Kamen Rider. Yeah. He turns for the first time in the Kamen Rider Joker, which we have talked about before. Just a completely black version of the W suit. It looks good. They end up fighting, and he ends up beating the heat dopant.
Woo.
And that's basically it for her, at least for a little bit. Accel and Shotaro, Ryu and Shotaro basically decide to go ahead and storm the tower because the Futo Tower is being turned into this giant weapon that would turn everybody in Futo City into a never. And the Luna dopant ends up just... Oh, God. We're really going to end up saving some of the character analysis for what little we end up getting for the Eternal movie.
Right.
But yeah, he's just a mess, and I really don't like the way that they end up doing that. But I love the fight between all the masquerades and Joker. It's just a great and well choreographed fight. I'm very happy that they did it that way. Eternal and Joker end up getting into a fight once they found out that one Philip is hooked up to the machine. He is this whole thing where just like, we can use your power as a beta human to make everybody into nevers. Ha ha ha.
We will make everyone nevers with the power of Google.
Google, you say. It's so powerful. It's called the X-Bicker, by the way, which I think
is a dumb name.
I think it's also the name of the shield that or it's like like the bicker is also the name of the weapon that Cyclone Joker gets.
Okay.
Cyclone Joker Extreme gets. Reika. Oh, sorry. Maria is just like...
Cranberry Lady.
Yeah, Cranberry Lady. Just like, I don't want to do this anymore. She ends up stabbing Eternal with something that basically starts breaking down his cells after he and Shotaro are getting into their fight. Philip ends up breaking out of the thing, and then Reika comes in, and she's breaking down. Earlier, the metal dopant was also beaten, and after they get a memory break formed on them, they turn into dust. So they're no longer useful.
Well, dust isn't very useful. So.
Yeah. Now they end up going outside. Devil, they transform after this big speech about we believe in people.
Yay!
And they transform into into Cyclone Joker. Start to fight Eternal. Eternal jumps off to the top of the thing. The Luna dopant comes to try to stop him.
Yep.
And then a metal rolls in.
Yay!
Off screen and hits him in the flame. And we see Eiji Hino comes in and decides to fight the Luna dopant.
And then that is our first look at Kamen Rider W.
Yeah.
Or not W. O's.
Kamen Rider Woes.
Whoa. Yeah, this is the first time that we're getting to see Kamen Rider O's, and
Yay!
his person. This is something I really should have brought up in the Shinkenger Gawanger movie, talking about like the first time that we actually have seen the new people.
Yeah.
Because Edgy's personality is no different. I feel like the Ghost Sagers were a little bit.
A little. They were a little more like cocky.
Yeah.
But Edgy is just, this is him. That's basically it.
I mean, the worst perpetrator of all was when Wizard was first introduced. And he was, charismatic and funny, and then we got plain sugar.
No, actually, his isn't the worst. Ghost is the worst.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty damn
He
bad.
can remember he could fly. Essentially, he remembered he was a ghost.
Yeah.
He does that multiple times in the show, though.
It's true. So they
So at least that's consistent.
Oz goes up and beats the Luna dopant.
Yay!
He uses the Medallion and slices him in half, and dimension, and that ends up killing him.
Which is always a cool finisher.
Oh, yes.
Accel goes and beats the Trigger Dopant. He goes and beats Boken Silver.
Yeah.
It's still accurate. Also, they also end up having some very good fight scenes in this. This will definitely end up showing up more in the Accel movie because I watched that again last night and freaked the fuck out all over again. Just because the choreography for it is really good. Eternal and Psycho Joker Extreme are fighting. Psycho Joker, after Eternal uses the zone memory and brings all the memories back into his vest, gets CJX ends up getting thrown off. And then the power of the people and the wind of the city. And I actually like the fact that they sort of did this one because it makes sense. They also said like the city sort of has a soul of its own, and it gave that power to
Very noir.
Yeah.
I love this city. It has a soul.
Thanks, the spirit.
And they turn into Cyclone Joker Gold Extreme, which turns the middle white part gold and also gives him wings. So basically, the spirit of Futo is Red Bull.
And see, I was thinking the song. I believe I could fly.
Oh.
Just play that over the time they get the wings. I believe I can't say anymore without getting demonetized.
I don't know. Who really cares? It's R. Kelly. He should be in jail. It's a fact.
He's right, you know.
He's right, you know.
And then they go off and use their rider kick and beat Eternal, leaving the city to go back to normal. And this is in between episodes 44 and 45.
Once again, the day is saved.
Yeah.
Thanks to Kamen Rider W.
But yeah, this happens between episodes 44 and 45. That's why at the beginning of 45, you see them repairing the tower in the back.
Yeah, which I give them points for consistency.
Also, the Never just in general are a thing for the last villain of this show. And after the end credits, a mysterious person in bandages is seen in a bathroom. But Maria was actually shot earlier, so she died. No blood on her.
Because this is still a kid's show.
Well, this is still a kid's movie that wasn't released explicitly on DVD. but yeah, that's the end of the A to Z movie. It's still good.
It is still very good. Very, very good.
Some of the fights are a little bit off solely because of wire work. It makes it look a little bit too not genuine.
I give it some leeway because it's a fantasy.
I give it some leeway because it came out when?
2010.
Yeah.
Wirework is still coming leaps and bounds the more we use it, and that goes for all special effects. Honestly, they just keep getting better. But Wirework is something that's hard to make.
So some age better than others.
Yeah,
Crouching Dagger still looks amazing.
True, but Wirework is something that's really hard to make look genuine.
Especially when you want a lower budget like this.
Exactly.
Unless you're in an Ang Lee film, like Crouching Tiger.
Yes.
But it still looks like Wirework.
Or a Zhang Yimou film.
But
They look more fluid.
It looks more fluid.
much more
I'll give it
fluid.
that, but it still looks like Wirework. But because you're so, actually, let's not talk about this because that's a completely different movie.
That is a way different movie. We should review that
If
someday.
it's one of my favorites.
No, because if we review that, we have to review the sequel, and I don't want to watch the sequel. I've heard
No!
terrible things.
Did you watch it?
I
No.
did.
I did.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
It
See,
was so bad.
That's why I haven't watched it, because y'all won't shut up about how bad it is.
I was thinking like, Michelle, you should just wash your hands of this. But yeah, A to Z is still good. Let's talk about Eternal. We're going to make this one short. This movie sucks.
It don't suck.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I did not like it. Like, one,
I didn't
they
even-
make these characters a little bit too, like, oh my god, we're supposed to spend so much time with them.
Isn't that what you're supposed
Especially
to do
the
with
heat,
characters?
especially the Heat Dopant. I feel like she got way
The
too much
lady.
screen time for the kill that she got in A to Z. Like, yeah, the fights were good and all. Also, Shirai Shimako is back from Shinkenger. She was the psychic lady at the very beginning of the movie.
Okay.
Also, Operate Blue is back.
Oh, nice.
He was the evil psychic guy.
So many psychics.
And and then the other evil psychic lady.
The other evil psychic
I don't care about
lady.
their names. She was the suit actor for Geki Yellow and Shinken Pink.
Okay.
So we got both Shinken Pinks in this.
Okay.
Who else? The bad guy is Goggle Black.
That's right. Goggle Black is in
They
this.
keep showing up every once in a while. But the fight between Eternal and Utopia was great.
Yeah.
I like that one. It also explains why Utopia was a never in show because Eternal kills him in this movie. So
this entire movie was made just to plug a plot hole.
Plug a plot hole and just to, you know, give more backstory to a very popular character.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the problem I have with a character in general. Fucking the Luna Dopant.
Yes.
What is your problem with the Luna Dopant?
He is a stereotype if there ever was a stereotype. On top of a stereotype, also wrapped in another stereotype.
Okay.
He's that gay guy stereotype, but he's also very predatory. And I'm just like, I really don't like you. And which is weird because I love his actor. But yeah, him.
Which is also weird because when we originally watched this back in college, you like fucking adored him.
No, I didn't like him then either. But yeah, he was always just a mess. And I'm just like, wow, I hope you've gotten better. But then I remember Yuri on Ice exists, so it did get better. But yeah, it's just like the way they made his characterization in this was awful.
I was also going to reference Juggles in the...
Juggles is the greatest character
in the Ultraman movie.
Because he doesn't give a shit. But he's also not an insane person. Just like they made it so overboard with Luna Dopant, and that's what made me really not like him.
Okay.
The Eternal memory that was in the actual Eternal movie was the T1 version, so it broke.
Mm.
And there's also the blue flare version, which is the one that Kasumi died out in the beginning.
Right.
And the red flare version, which is the one that the Utopia Dopant was using at the very beginning before he found out he could not use it. Couple problems in this movie. The Eyes Dopant was strong, yes, but Eternal's maximum drive breaks all other memories, and he doesn't use that immediately and basically just causes a whole bunch of people to get killed. And then he once again, that's the thing I brought up in the A to Z movie. They never start losing their memories and their emotions after a little while, and that's what happens after all the others. They call them quirks, but they all end up dying, and then he goes crazy. And then the Heat Dopant, after they beat everybody, just like, oh my god, this is the beginning of the end. But I guess they all lost their humanity at some point or another between that and A to Z, and that was just the end of that. Really. Not a good. It's boring. I felt like this movie went on too long.
How long is it?
It's like an hour and 15, but I was sitting here like this movie should have been about 45 minutes long.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but it's okay.
It felt like it just dragged, and I got bored. And I hate getting bored while watching something.
Yeah, me too.
But we can go ahead. Yeah, I did not like that movie at all. Anyway, on to Accel, which is. Out of the three, my personal favorite.
Gee, I wonder why.
It's basically just a cop movie. Also, the thief lady who was in this was in Build. She was Sawa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is before she showed up in Ultraman X.
Who was she in Ultraman X?
Was it? No, she was in Giga S.
Who was she in that?
She was the lady who was on the team with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was her.
Nice.
But yeah, the action movie. Also, this is also just like a partial Hurricaneger reunion.
Oh yeah.
The only one who's not in this movie is Hurricane Red. So it's yellow and blue are here.
Yep.
But not red. Also, Akiko takes up way too much time in this movie.
Well, that's because she and Accel are married now.
Yeah, this takes place after
For some reason.
This takes place after WOs.
This is a romance that I just don't believe.
At all.
At all.
It doesn't make sense.
Why were you? Why? What do you see in her?
Zero things, hopefully. Also, the main bad guy was the commander from Nemesis.
Was Commander Sakamizu.
And he had committed suicide. And
sadly, he passed away before this.
Yeah, so the movie was dedicated to him.
Yes.
But yeah, this movie has some of the best action scenes. And it's such a fun movie. Seeing Ryu just go off and be him without any outside.
It is a detective movie. There's no grand, machinations to take over the city. It's just a detective story.
Yeah, the bad guy is just a cop gone wrong.
Yeah.
That's his whole plot in this. But it makes for a very compelling story. Like I said, two of my favorite scenes in this are once again just straight up action scenes. But it's the one where they're fighting right before they go into the factory. It's like that when they're fighting that walkway,
Mm-hmm.
and it's them handcuffed together after she's taken his Accel memory, which he knew. He knew from like the minute he couldn't get it. But it's untransformed fight scenes are so far and few and in between nowadays.
Mm.
So seeing this movie just basically has so
And
many.
Kamen Rider more so than anything else, I feel.
Yeah.
Kamen Rider and Sentai.
But seeing this movie just like go out of its way to show off like this guy is badass.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why he's badass. Well, here's why he's like a top cop. He's just cool. Like, I didn't expect him to be able to fight that well. And you would think that they would do a lot more like far away back shots and like covering their faces to make it seem like it's not him. No, it's him the entire time.
Yep.
Fighting these people. And then going to that bar and getting the information from that other guy after he goes and drags Hurricane Yellow in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he beats up that entire gang and gets the booster for the memory that he had. And the commanders are taking that after he ends up putting the bomb on Sawa. I'm just going to keep calling her that because that's the reason for her. And yeah, it's just a great scene. Then we end up getting to see Booster at the end of this. Let's talk about that suit. I like Booster.
It's alright.
It's a perfectly alright suit. I think it looks great. I like the fact that they gave him like slits on the eyes just for aerodynamic and gave him just gigantic jets everywhere on his body. And I like the fact that this is what I was talking about in the W review where I got really confused. I thought this was actually in the show. When he was in trial, he could have kicked the rockets away and he didn't.
Right.
I was like, oh, that would have been cool. But then he ends up getting hit in the leg with one of the rockets, and that's with him throughout the rest of this. After Akiko gets captured and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Akiko's like whole thing is thinking that he's cheating on her. And I'm just like...
Because of course.
I mean, yeah. I was like, do you blame him? That's terrible. But it's true. It's still terrible. But yeah, then the whole thing with Booster and that whole fight, it was a lot of slow motion. Like, things explode, slow motion happens. But it still worked out. And I like the fact that Booster got its own thing in this. And I really wish we could have seen it again at some later point.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. The Accel movie is honestly the best out of the three for me. Because it's just a straight up action movie.
I'm going to say the A to Z movie is the best out of the three.
With Accel coming in at a close second. And then Eternal.
I would just say second.
I would just say second.
It's Accel, then A to Z, then Eternal for me.
I mean,
I'm a much bigger fan of...
Well, you also just have some bias.
I'm a much bigger fan.
well, I think the three of us do.
Yeah, but I'm a much bigger fan of untransformed fights, so we got that in this.
You're also a big fan of cop movies.
I like cop movies. But yeah, those are the three movies. Let us know what you think about them in the comments below. And, go to Patreon, Instagram, and all that good jazz. And next week, the end, well, technically this is the full end of W month, but as we said, we're including one more week.
We're doing one more thing because we want to torture ourselves because we're reviewing Shodenno.
It's not good. From what I remember. It might be better on rewatch. It won't be.
I've never watched it, so I'm looking forward to hating myself once more.
So much hatred. But yeah, just join us next week for that. And then we have 2 more weeks before we get to Tensou Sentai Go Seija.
Yay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.